G'day. Welcome to Chuck Chases the Facts, where we look at strange things on the internet and YouTube. Joseph Piggott, who was in one of my previous videos, you remember him. He bought us this.
They stole me for 13 years.
And this.
I told them I'm a federal judge, but they don't believe it.
And this.
They have a goon squad.
He relies heavily on the 1787 Treaty of Peace and Friendship between Morocco and America. In fact, they all do. All the Moors out there think that this treaty gives them the blueprint to taking back America. Joseph put up a new video just before Christmas. I will be looking at that next week. That is some comedy gold. So what I thought I'd do is actually break down the Treaty of Peace and Friendship of 1787. All 25 articles. So this will more than likely be a two-part video with my interpretation of what each article means. Sidi Mohammed, or Mohammed III, or the Sultan of Morocco, ruled Morocco from 1757 until his death in 1790. Before coming to power, Morocco experienced wars, turmoil, and instability. During his reign, the Sultan made significant transformations to society, politics, and the economy of Morocco, and he placed tremendous importance on creating international trade with many countries. All the actions taken by Mohammed III found him in good favour with the nations and allowed him to seek agreements in respect of international trade with foreign commercial powers. One such nation was the newly formed United States of America. Thomas Berkeley arrived in Morocco in the early part of 1786 to begin negotiations, and by June 23rd, 1786, both he and the Sultan had signed off on the agreement. Thomas Jefferson then signed the agreement on January 1st, 1787, followed by John Adams on January 25th, 1787. It was then ratified by the Confederation Congress in July of 1787 and proclaimed by the President of the United States of America on July 18, 1787. Well, at least it was proclaimed by John Hanson, who of course was not technically the first President of the United States. That was George Washington after the signing of the Constitution in 1789. But that's either another story or a whole new video. So as you may be aware, the treaty has 25 articles. Basically, 2 of those are administration and 14 of which relate to ships or shipping vessels and ports. So I'll break each one down. Like I said, it'll probably be a two-part video, and I'll explain the meaning behind each one according to me and according to sort of common sense. If a third country is needed to explain the article, I'll use Australia as an example. Article 1. We declare that both parties have agreed to this treaty, consisting of 25 articles, shall be inserted in this book and delivered to the Honourable Thomas Berkeley, the agent of the United States now at our court, with whose approbation it has been made and is duly authorised on their part to treat us concerning all the matters contained therein. So, Article 1. meaning that Thomas Berkeley had the authorization to agree to this treaty on behalf of the United States of America and approved it when it was handed to him. Article 2. If either of the parties shall be at war with any nation whatever, the other party shall not take a commission from the enemy nor fight under their colours. Article 2. The United States of America could not join forces with Australia if Morocco was at war with Australia. Article 3. If either of the parties shall be at war with any nation whatever, and take a prize belonging to that nation, and that there shall be found on board subjects or effects belonging to either of the parties, the subjects shall be set at liberty and the effects returned to the owners. And if any goods belonging to any nation with whom either of the parties shall be at war shall be loaded on vessels belonging to the other party, they shall pass free and unmolested without any attempt being made to take or detain them. Article 3. If Morocco seizes a ship from Australia and there are American prisoners of war on board, they must be set free and sent back to America. Same goes for any stolen goods belonging to America. However, if Morocco found gold on board, they can keep it and they will not be bothered by US officials. Article 4. A signal or pass shall be given to all vessels belonging to both parties, by which they are to be known when they meet at sea. And if the commander of a ship of war of either party shall have other ships under its convoy, the declaration of the commander shall alone be sufficient to exempt any of them from examination. Article 4. Basically, if an American ship joins up with the US fleet to assist in their war, then the Moroccans can't interfere with that ship belonging to the Australians in respect of an inspection, any fees, or any tariffs. Article 5. If either of the parties shall be at war and shall meet a vessel at sea belonging to the other, it is agreed that if an examination is to be made, it shall be done by sending a boat with 2 or 3 men only, and if any gun shall be fired and injury done without reason, the offending party shall make good the damages. Article 5. If Morocco is at war and somehow meets a ship belonging to the USA, if an examination has been agreed, a boarding party of 2 or 3 men shall make the inspection, and if a gun is fired and damage is caused, basically, United States will pay for it. Article 6. If any more shall bring citizens of the United States or their effects to His Majesty, the citizens shall immediately be set at liberty and the effects restored. And in like manner, if any more, not a subject of these dominions, shall make prize of any of the citizens of America or their effects, and bring them into any of the ports of His Majesty, they shall be immediately released, as they will be considered under His Majesty's protection. Article 6. If any Moroccan was to capture an American, he will be set free and his property returned to him. Article 7. If any vessel of either party shall put into a port of the other and have occasion for provisions or other supplies, They shall be furnished without any interruption or molestation. Article 7. If a ship docks at the other party's ports for supplies, then loading of supplies will not be hindered. Article 8. If any vessel of the United States shall meet with a disaster at sea and put into one of our ports to repair, she shall be at liberty to land and reload her cargo without paying any duty whatever. Article 8. If an American ship sustains damage whilst at sea, it can go to Morocco and unload any cargo, get repaired, and reload that cargo without paying fees. Article 9. If any vessel of the United States shall be cast on shore on any part of our coasts, she shall remain at the disposition of the owners, and no one shall attempt going near her without their approbation, as she is then considered particularly under our protection. If any vessel of the United States shall be forced to put into our ports by stress of weather or otherwise, she shall not be compelled to land her cargo, but shall remain in tranquillity until the commander shall think proper to proceed on his voyage. Article 9. If an American ship runs aground on the Moroccan coastline, it is not to be approached without the approval of the Americans, as it is considered to be protected by Morocco. Also, if an American ship is forced into a port due to bad weather, it does not have to unload its cargo and remain there until the captain deems the weather favourable to set sail again. Article 10. If any vessel of either of the parties shall have an engagement with a vessel belonging to any of the Christian powers within gunshot of the forts of the other, the vessel so engaged shall be defended and protected as much as possible until she is in safety. And if any American vessel shall be cast on the shore on the coast of Wadnoon or any coast thereabout, the people belonging to her shall be protected and assisted until by the help of God they shall be sent to their country. Article 10. If a Moroccan ship encounters an enemy ship, whilst that ship could fire on an American port, then the Moroccan ship shall be protected by the Americans until it is safe. If an American ship should run aground on the coast of Wadnoon, then it shall be protected until it can return to America. Okay, so that is basically the first 10 articles of the treaty. At this stage, I think we can all agree that there is zero in there about, oh God, I hate doing it, taking back America. Oh, I hate these. But there's zero there. There's nothing. It's about ships. It's about capturing prisoners of wars. It's about seizing stolen goods and turning a blind eye. There's nothing. There's just nothing there. We've got 15 to go. Well, sorry, yeah, 15 to go plus one admin. So there's only 14 to go. It'll be on the next video. Unfortunately, that will not be out until next week, as I am now on a 4-day stretch. If I feel so inclined, I will knock it out, but it's just taken a lot of editing, cutting, splicing, etc., etc. So, all of you Albions, all of you Europeans in America, trust me, you have nothing to fear. I mean, we knew that anyway, but just thought I'd break it down and make a point. Okay, if you did like the video, please like and subscribe. Please share it around. I will be back with you next week, somewhere around Sunday or Monday. Mr. Piggott is on the radar, big time. Failing that, I'll see you next week. Thanks, guys. G'day.